Every drama in your life is a celebration to the ego. The ego celebrates the drama. The ego wants things to happen in the story that will allow it to demonstrate its existence. It verifies its existence. Through the drama, the ego is alive. The ego is well. The ego is important. What would you do without the character inside all this story? This is the place where the ego is alive. The drama is the thing that allows the ego to show emotions, to react and act, and then to feel that it is confined to the story. Everything becomes the drama, everything becomes the story. It's very rare that people can see what the drama is really about, what is really happening, why is it happening. They cannot see beyond the story, beyond what is occurring or appearing to be the things that happen. They cannot see that. They only see the character inside the story. They live the story. They experience the story. It's an experience. And the drama is not an experience, it's an expression. There is a great difference, the enormous difference between experience and expression. This is the main thing that is this thing. This is not an experience. Being enlightened or self-realized, it's not an experience because no one is experiencing anything. There is no one, so how can there be an experience? However, there can be an expression. Expression is neutral, it's objective, it's an expression. It's out there. It's expressing. It has no feeling. It's just showing itself. So every drama in your life is not an experience, it's an expression. But the ego doesn't want you to know that. The ego wants you to think that the drama is an experience of someone. Suppose there was some kind of betrayal in your life. It's a great drama. You feel like someone who you trusted just exploited you in such a way that you feel embarrassed that you allowed him to do that. You feel angry, and there are consequences that follow these events. So it's a very harsh story. It's a very big drama. Someone betrayed your trust. If you look at the story like that, it is true. If in the story Mary was married to Bill and Bill cheated on her with her best friend Marianne, it is a sad story, and she can grieve, she can punish him, she can do things. And she should, in the story, she should take actions. But if you look at the drama in a literature kind of way, like what kind of a story this character is telling. So the first thing you can ask yourself is, what kind of dramatic tales am I telling? Is my character telling? What kind of fictional character am I? Am I a character in a romantic comedy, in a thriller? What kind of character am I? What is my story? And this defines the nature of the drama that will take place inside the story. The genre. What kind of genre is your story, is your drama? And if you forget that you are not the character in the story, that you are not the woman whose husband cheated on her, you are not her. There is no such character. It's only in the book. And there is no friend, and nothing really happened because it's all in the pages of the book. It never really happened. So when you look at it in this way, you look at the story, and then you take a little like perspective and be the one who is reading the story. And when you read the story, as a reader, you can always analyze the story and see what did the author mean when he wrote the story. Because every good book, every good story has some kind of a lesson, a message, something inside the story that the character moves through and understand that it's the hero's journey. What is the hero's journey in this tale? If you take the position of the reader, you read the drama, you don't live the drama, you can like just figure out what is this drama telling. And it's always telling something other than the sheer little drama that is happening. Because it doesn't matter, the story itself doesn't matter what has happened. It's only how the character reacts, learns, and evolves in the story. So when you read about this unfortunate couple and their naughty friend, and you just, if you don't identify yourself as the woman who was cheated, if you're not consumed with anger and hatred and madness, and you just look, maybe you will read in the story that this woman whose husband cheated on her was neglecting herself for a very long time. And I don't mean her appearance, because who cares, but herself as a human being. She didn't look at herself, she didn't nurture herself, she didn't become a person she's proud to be. And this is like the outcome, the drifting of him allowing himself to betray her. And in the way, of course, it's a tale about how she betrayed herself. It's always the story in betrayals. You always betray yourself first. Then you get like a reflection of it in an outer drama. But the real story, the real deal is always you. You betrayed yourself, the character. So the ego is celebrating this event, and it narrows it down to the character. The ego is the character in the story. How she feels, what she says, and what she's doing in words that are printed on the page. This is the ego. The thing itself is like the reader, the thing itself, the book. And the book doesn't care about the drama. It's never about the drama. It's never about the story. Never. Not when you lose someone you love. Not when you journey to distant countries. Not when you lose your job, not when you get married. This is not the story. Just like in literature, it's never the events that take place. The events are the tools through which the character is expressing itself, and the events allow the author to allow the character to express itself. Just creates the opportunity. What is the opportunity for a character to express itself after she has lost a loved one? There are things she can do, and there are ways she can act. And these things, these emotions and lessons are different than the things that you do in the drama from the ego's point of view. Because when you are driven from the ego in the drama will be shallow. The story will be shallow. The ego will celebrate, and the drama will continue, and things will have a very low frequency. I don't like this word frequency, but I'll have to use it sometimes, because they're just, they have no value in them. They have no meaning in them. It's just actions, low actions, and actions that are driven from the character and the ego are always for the character and for the ego. They never take anything other than the ego into consideration. They have the tendency, the terrible tendency to chase the tail. Endless chasing of the tail itself. No conclusion, no healthy movement, nothing. It's a celebration of this thing. It's a very sad party. A party of the ego. You participate with your little hat and you sit in the party. You don't want to be in this party. You don't enjoy this party. You think you have to be there, but because this is your party, but it's not. It's the pretend party of the ego. Oh, and the grip of the ego is so strong that you cannot, when I say look at things, at the drama as the author, you cannot perceive that you could have written such a thing for yourself. There must be some kind of God or something that has written this terrible story. I didn't write it for myself. So there's the author, there's the ego. I will celebrate in my little party and move inside this little circle, and best to just recover from what has happened in the drama. When, if you'll just try to trust yourself a little more, expand your boundaries, accept the fact that you are not the limited character, that non-existent character inside the pages of the book. You are the author. You are the idea itself. Then you can see the drama in the correct light. There is some kind of deformed light that you look at things through. You look at things in a very dim light, black light, no light. You don't really see what the story is trying to tell you. It is unfortunate for the character, because this thing, all nothingness, oneness, consciousness, unity, God, nature, I don't know, call it what you will, this thing is constantly trying to express itself freely through the character, constantly. And we have no other apparatus, thing, tool, other than the appearance of the character. So he tries through the character. It doesn't mean that the idea itself has to move through the character in such a way that the ego influences it and just warps everything. The intention of the all-nothingness is very simple. I will connect to you through a story, like little children. I will tell you a story and you will learn something and you will express something and we'll have fun together. And instead of this just natural movement, the ego stops the movement, takes control, closed it like this, and the message, the flow just isn't coming through, and there is no progress. The character cannot progress while the ego stops every attempt of this thing to express itself through drama. Drama, story. I know, I am 50 years old and I have lived in this world and I know many people and I know that the dramas can be unimaginably terrible, the stories that this all nothingness is telling. So it's hard for the character to accept that he's doing this to himself. And the ego is closing more and more. But always the broader perspective of why this drama is unfolding. Whether it's a personal drama of a person, or like in Israel's case, the drama of a country, of a nation of people, the Jews, who were persecuted over the years and now they have to fight again for the right to exist. It's also a drama. Why is it happening to the Jews? Is it possible that they did that to themselves? Of course, that the Jews, or all nothingness, disguised that the endless form disguised itself as some kind of small people that is called the Jews, and they have certain characteristics, and they have certain qualities, and they have certain history, and he expresses many things through these people, through the Jewish people, and through the state of Israel now, which is also an idea. But everything is an idea. Jews are an idea. Anti-Semitism is an idea. How the character reacts inside the drama of the story is the only thing that matters. And in the story, the good story, the character will always aspire to the most noble principles possible, to express compassion, love, and high morals, honesty, loyalty, the most evolved potential of a human being. This is what the nothingness wants you to express through the drama. The ego celebrates the small emotions, feelings, story, trapped inside the story, having his sad party. But I suggest open your perception, open your mind and heart to the possibility that you are not the character in the story, that you are this thing that only wants to see its glory through drama. This is the only thing that he's trying to do, to see the might, God's grace, God's goodness, God's love. It wants to see it, doesn't want to, of course, but it wants to express it. It doesn't want to, it expresses it. If you let it, it will express it. You will express these high, beautiful qualities of this thing. You will embody this thing on earth. You will express it, and everyone around you will know that you express this thing, because you will radiate with this expression of love, expression of goodness. So the next time drama will appear in your life, and it will very soon, maybe don't believe the sad little party the ego will throw. Don't join in, don't sit down, don't eat nachos. Get out. Get out of the door. Look at the theme of the party. Look at the theme of the drama. Imagine that you are responsible for everything that is happening. It's all reflections of you. And the only thing you have to do is to express yourself as what you are, truly.